In this video we are seeing how to draw a square when we know its diagonal, this line segment J. First we have to know what a square is so we can properly draw it. A square is a quadrilateral, that is a 4 sides polygon, parallelogram, that is with both its opposite sides parallel, that has 4 congruent sides and 4 congruent angles, which are right angles. Besides, another property of squares, which is the one that really interests us, is that both its diagonals are congruent and perpendicular, and intersect at their midpoints. Once we realize this, we should analyze a generic square in order to know how to work with the data given. As in every polygon, the most important part is to find their vertices, so it can be drawn by joining them. In this square here, we know its diagonal, so as both its diagonals are congruent and as they intersect in perpendicular at their midpoints, we have enough information to find their vertices and therefore to draw the square. If we draw diagonal J, we find vertices A and C. The straight line that contains the other diagonal is the perpendicular bisector of this first diagonal. This way, we achieve that both diagonals intersect at their midpoints in perpendicular. To find the remaining vertices, since both diagonals are congruent, we only have to copy the length of half the diagonal from the first diagonal midpoint. We begin drawing a straight line R where we mark the first vertex of the square, vertex A. Then we copy the length of the diagonal from vertex A, getting this other point which is vertex C. So the line segment bounded by both vertices A and C is diagonal J. Vertices B and D left are on the perpendicular bisector of line segment AC. Using points A and C as centers and the same radius, the one we want, as long as it is noticeably longer than half the length of the line segment, we draw two arcs that meet at these 2 points 1 and 2. This straight line M that goes through both points is the perpendicular bisector of diagonal J, and this point M is its midpoint. In order to find the vertices B and D, we copy the length of half the diagonal from point M. Using point M as center, we copy the length of line segment MA on the perpendicular bisector M with the compass, getting these 2 points which are the same distance from midpoint M, and our vertices B and D left, being line segment BD the other diagonal K. If we properly join the vertices, we get the square. We only have to name its sides A, B, C and D, and the square is finished. We can check that the resulting figure is the asked one. It is a square because it is a parallelogram whose 4 sides are congruent and its 4 angles are right angles. Its diagonals are as long as required in the exercise, intersecting at their midpoints, so the exercise is properly solved.